MacVoices is sponsored by Smile, the makers of world-class software like PDF Pen. Find out about all their great utilities at smilesoftware.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at NAB in Las Vegas. Folks, I'm in the StorageDNA booth talking to Dan of Imagine and Doug of StorageDNA about a partnership they've got going here and a little bit of hardware and what else. Gentlemen, it's good to see you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Dan and I are old friends. Doug, we just met.
We did.
So I'm going to let you kind of take the lead here and tell us what we're looking at.
Okay. So today and this week, you'll be able to see a partnership that StorageDNA and Imagine have been working on, and it's basically resulted in a great new product. It's a combination of some of our stuff as well as some of Imagine stuff. And what it does is it brings forward a product that is going to allow users to make use of LTO tape in a new way, and in a different way that they've been able to do before.
Okay, so before we go any farther, what is LTO tape? What does that mean to the audience?
LTO tape is basically an enterprise-grade digital tape format that has been used extensively in both our marketplace as well as enterprise IT and everywhere else to do backups of files and data, intensive backups of this stuff. And so in the M&E space where we are, essentially everyone is storing their media files on this tape as a backup medium.
It's a long-term storage medium, so it 30-year shelf life, inexpensive, takes no electricity after you put it on the tape, put it on the shelf, and it's a digital tape format that's been around for quite a while, and it's progressed over time. You can get, nowadays, you can get an LTO stands for linear tape open format. It's an open standard, and we're using LTFS, which is linear tape file system, right? And that is a SMPTE standard as well. It's an open standard, which means that if you create a tape by one vendor, you can open it in somebody else's. So it has more of a user group, open workspace for.
And that's something a lot of us are concerned with in a lot of different areas. That are we buying into proprietary formats? Because if the company goes out of business for any reason, then how are you going to get your stuff back?
Yep.
Dan, you said that this is like really affordable. Give us an idea of how affordable we're talking about.
Well, nowadays an LTO 8 tape is the newest one. They hold about 12 terabytes uncompressed, which means that, and they're about $150 a tape. So that's pretty inexpensive way to go.
Yeah, that's not bad at all for this.
It's about $6,000.
Okay. And so how long will it take me to back up something like that on this device?
It depends on how much you want to back up, but the latest tape drives are capable of over 300 megabytes per second. So it's faster than any single hard drive that you're going to see out in the field. So that's the nice thing about it, is that you've got speed on your side with this solution as well as the density of those cartridges. 12 terabytes for $170 or $150, wherever you end up buying it. You just really can't find a hard drive that's going to give you that performance and that density for that price.
Yeah, and I know that to some folks that's going to sound like a lot of money, but it's really not when you're talking about video, and especially now we're shooting 4K or more. I don't know what the guys up at Blackmagic are showing right now, but
yeah, big files, lots of files, and being able to put it on the thing, it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the idea, is that storing those files on hard drives, you can get away with it for so long, but LTO tape actually has a better bitrate error than any hard drive. So you could, as Dan said, you could stick these things on a shelf for 35 years, and they don't take up any electricity. And when you need to get your files back, they'll be available.
I don't know enough about this kind of tape storage. What do I need? Any special storage conditions as far as temperature or anything? Can I take this to a lockbox and throw it in at the bank, or do I need something special?
You don't really need anything special. You do want to follow some rules. You don't want to have it in a high humidity environment and things like that, where magnetic tape could potentially be adversely affected. You probably want to keep it in a clean environment, just like you would a hard drive. Really, same kind of situation. You don't want to expose those to adverse environmental conditions and things like that. So but it's not really any more than you would do than a standard storage device.
Just cut through your shot.
Oh yeah, well that happens. That happens. Yeah. Dan, we've talked quite a bit about Imagine's products. So is it fair to say that you all are supplying pretty much the software and StorageDNA is providing the hardware?
It's a combination.
Sort of. A couple of our pieces of software is our LTO control software is my LTO, and we customize that for the DNA solution. And then we're also using our transcoder with it to help them create the files necessary or train the tape so that it can act like a random access device. So that's the big key of this whole solution, is that instead of linear, waiting on that seek time to go pull off a piece off a tape, now it can act much more like a random access device, and you can edit directly off the tape, 300 meg per second. I mean, you can get,
Wait, you can edit from tape?
You can do limited things with the files on tape with this solution. We're not proposing that you hit play and try to, really truly edit with the files. But you can do things with that mode that Dan was talking about, where we can learn the access patterns of the files on tape, and that's kind of the portion of our software that does that, or helps do that. But it basically allows you to do sequential operation type things. So like if you want to transcode those files from tape to disk, you can do that with Prime Transcoder from Imagine.
Very interesting. Now this is the unit right here that we're talking about, in case it's not obvious.
Unit.
This is a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have, I think Dan was showing me one that you have dual hard drives as well.
This one is, this company actually is a new device. It's Thunderbolt 3 in the front. You can have, it has two bays. You can have two LTOs in it, so you can make two tapes simultaneously. Or the top one can also be a hot swappable SATA hard disk. So, pretty cool.
And I want to highlight hot swappable too.
Hot swap, yeah.
That's really very nice. It's a great little unit, and 12 terabytes per tape for $130. I mean, that's appealing to more than just the media industries.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's why they've been used for a long time. I mean, there's enterprise customers that we have that have libraries with 1,000 slots, where they basically have a tape in every slot. So you can imagine the scalability of these types of solutions. Yeah.
And our storage needs are only going to increase.
Exactly. That's, like you said, 4K and beyond, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's so easy now to shoot that stuff, and nobody wants to give it up, because you never know what you might be able to do with it later. So something like this, again, it sounds like a lot of money to some folks, but if you can archive that much material, that saves you going back out and doing reshoots.
Exactly, yeah.
Websites, gentlemen, where folks can go to learn more about all of this.
www.storagedna.com.
And Dan, for you?
ImagineProducts.com.
Gentlemen, thank you. It's great to see you both. Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
I think I need one.
There you go.
I don't know. Folks, we'll have more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our MacVoices Facebook group and get more out of your Apple Tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us at patreon.com/MacVoices and join these folks who help keep MacVoices coming to you. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.